Thursday night tea
with Anthony. It's me, Wakanda Forever. Welcome to Thursday Night Tea with Anthony. We are here in Wakanda, a.k.a. D.C., the capital of the nation. We're here at Listen Vision Studios, our little mini Wakanda. We have a super amazing panel of guests today. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Aisha Callahan. From The Root, she's here. The whole panel, we're going to be talking about Black Panther. We have super funny comedian Jelani Wills in the house. He's going to be blazing the stage up a little later. We also have Corrine Taylor, who's a favorite of the show. She's back to drop some of her knowledge. And we also have Glenn Lawrence McDonald, the man with three names. I know, three. Oh, he got his Black Panther. Lord have mercy, he got his Black Panther mask on. He is ready for everything Wakanda. I was not ready for that, when I turned around. I was not ready for that. That was amazing. We have an amazing show. We got so much to talk about. We're going to go pay these bills and come right back with more Thursday Night Tea with Anthony. Shout out to 36 Nation who just went on. The Lock Love Salon. We're located at 402 8th Street, Northeast, Washington, D.C., right in the heart of the capital. Come in. Let me introduce you. Welcome to Lock Love Salon. We here at Lock Love are an award-winning natural hair care salon that focuses on natural hair care and lock artistry. We believe in the inherent beauty of natural hair and take a more of an educational, holistic approach to natural hair to preserve hair quality and assure healthy growth. We have an in-salon marketplace stocked to the core, full of essential products to promote healthy hair, which we also use ourselves. All of our stylists are well versed in all things natural hair care. Locks, extensions, flat twist updos, kid styles. We are here to promote your best you. Come to Lock Love so you can be locked in love, and we'll see you beyond the red door. Welcome back to Thursday Night Tea with Anthony. We have a super amazing show for you today. We have just a few topics, and then we're going to totally get into Wakanda, the Black Panther movie. I saw the movie, of course, and I'm actually still at the theater. I'm not even here with you. I'm still watching it at the theater. So we're going to talk about that a little later in the show. We're going to have Jelani come set the stage ablaze. We're going to talk to Aisha and Corrine and Glenn. But first, let's see what's going on. Happy Black History Month.
Happy Black History Month.
Happy Black History Month.
Wakanda forever.
Wakanda forever. That mask is killing me, yo. Can you breathe in that?
Up here.
Yo, can you breathe in that though, for real?
Somewhat. Shuri has outfitted with the finest technology and breathable apparatus, so I feel good,
Yo, he is like suffocating for Wakanda. Yo,
for the love.
That's what I'm talking about.
Wakanda forever.
Yo, that's amazing. I think we have a picture of somebody that I want to talk about for Black History.
Can't wear that mask forever.
It's the first. Yeah, it's the lady. She has like an afro in front of a chalkboard. Yes, Dr. Shirley Jackson invented the technology responsible for the touch-tone telephone, caller ID, and call waiting.
Hey.
Give it up for Dr. Shirley Jackson.
PhD
I think she was.
Yeah.
She also played on What's Happening. Don't she look like Shirley from What's Happening, though? Yo, that is hilarious. But, I mean, it's amazing how many inventions are made by people of color that people don't even talk about. You know what I'm saying?
They don't, man. There's a lot of inventors, man. People took our ideas, too,
Well, yeah, they
The light
definitely-
bulb. That was us.
The cotton gin.
Super
Garrett Morgan, the traffic light. And I feel like most
Peanut
of us
butter.
get pulled over at traffic lights, so it's only fair that, you know what I'm saying, we talk about. And they also I feel like a lot of those inventions came out of necessity. Like Garrett Morgan also invented the gas mask. Why? Because they were sending all the black people into the fires and they were all dying. So out of necessity, like, we don't want them to die, he invented the gas mask so that black people wouldn't die. Isn't that crazy?
Smart.
Yes, amazing. The anti-black history. Donald Trump wants to arm teachers.
That's crazy, man.
But not give them raises or.
I mean, do you even make enough money to carry them? Like, I don't even want their responsibility unless you give me another $50,000. But
Well,
really, I
like-
think it's a bad idea, period.
It's a terrible idea. Number one or number 2, 3, 4, just more guns isn't going to help. Like if there's a knife fight, I don't want a knife. I just don't want to be in the fight. You know what I mean? Like,
Exactly.
So if you give more people with guns, it's like, okay, so now you're in a shootout as opposed to just stopping the influx of guns in the, society. That's my opinion. It doesn't make sense.
That's too much responsibility for teachers. Like, you want them to teach the students and they have to protect the students and themselves. Like, come on, man. Like, that's ridiculous. Like, cops have guns. They still get shot.
And then on the flip side, you have some teachers that shouldn't be teaching.
True.
So
That's
you
very
have
true.
teachers body slamming students. You have teachers sleeping with students, raping students, but you want to give this population, no shade to the good teachers.
Yeah,
but they're
good
all not
teachers,
good.
Wakanda forever.
So they're not all good teachers out there, and there are a lot of bad apples as teachers, and you don't want to arm those people.
No, and they're not supposed to be armed.
And I would say the people who benefit most from that idea is the NRA. Like, that'll just be more gun sales for
More
them.
money,
so-
more money.
Yeah.
Just pump more money. I mean, it's like he's a cow. I think we have a picture of what he looked like when he said it. And that's I feel like that's the mentality that he has. Like, cowboy, guns a-blazing. He doesn't care anything about our kids.
Yeah, like, that's the real thing. Like, he wants to give them guns, but teachers are buying school supplies, and you just, like, cut the exemption for them to buy the school supplies. So, like, you want to give them guns, but you don't want to give them school supplies.
You don't
Like
want to
that-
give them crayons.
Is that where we're going? Where guns are actual school supplies now? Like you actually have to buy a gun for your classroom?
No, they're selling bulletproof backpacks now. Like that, they're like going up. Like, it's a popular item.
Yeah, that there's something that seems
That's-
kind of wrong about that.
Yeah, that's crazy if they're selling bulletproof backpacks. I mean, really, are they Jan Sport? Like,
I don't know, man.
This is crazy. Look at this. We should
much
arm
you
teachers.
love your kid? That
We should
backpack's
pay
expensive.
teachers. That's really what we should be doing. We should be paying teachers and not arming them. And why are we listening to Donald Trump about what to do with our kids anyway? He doesn't know what to do with his own kids. Like, he just,
True.
he didn't even put his child up under the umbrella. Like, I mean, like, come on. Like,
It's terrible.
But at
what
least
is
he was
he
protected.
gonna, I mean, really?
There's a lot of space on
And
it.
it's,
You are
I
right.
know,
There's a
and
lot of
it's
space
big
on
enough
there.
for the both of them. That's what's really killing me here. Yo, shout out to
little
Mike
shade, like-
O'Brown, Michael Sharp. Thank you guys for tuning in. Yeah, it's crazy. And arming our teachers is not the answer, but gun reform is. And Florida, they just voted against gun control. Did you see that? Like, they had it come up and then they voted against it, but they voted to put In God We Trust back into the school system. Did you see that?
Because you're going to need a lot of prayers the more guns you have in there.
They're going to need all the
Lots of
prayers
prayers.
because they're going to have all the guns.
But guns, they tend to escalate a situation. So things that would just be a normal altercation, a normal fight or something, those usually will turn into shootings, which, cause death, obviously. So more guns will just lead to more escalation in situations versus less,
Yeah, definitely.
I guess the day that the students went up to the Florida legislature, they voted, to not do anything on gun control that day. But what they did do was vote to hear about porn being a public health issue. You know,
I
so,
saw that.
Yeah, like no
Porn.
one, like yeah, you know, mentally porn might affect you, I guess, but that's so not comparative at all.
First of all, is that even in the echelon of
No.
what we should be talking about right
No.
now? Like
but they
17
won't
people
even
just
let
got killed.
The CDC can't even study gun crimes and how that impacts public health. So there's very little data to even allow us to have that discussion.
But
so,
could the CDC study porn?
they probably do. They
Or
probably
do they just track
under-
the diseases that come from it? I don't know how. That's
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah, I feel like our priorities are all wrong.
I feel like maybe somebody like was trying to save their job. They were watching porn or something at work. It was like, what are you doing? No, this is a research.
Yeah, that's
It's
what
a
that
public
was
health
about, because
issue.
I just can't with that. That is hilarious. But moving on, Billy Graham dies. Billy Graham passed away. That is not a flattering picture. He passed away.
His nose is everything
a
right
couple.
now.
You say that
His
what?
nose is everything right now.
Yeah, it's not. Is it a Wakanda nose? I don't know. I don't know. It's not a Wakanda nose. Billy Graham, I'm torn. Not actually, but for my past, I'm torn. You know, I'm from North Carolina, you know, smack dab in the Bible Belt, where Billy Graham is pretty much Jesus's brother. That's how they look at him. They revere him. And I'm sure that Billy Graham had amazing intentions for, you know, his life and his ministry. Somewhere in there, it kind of went astray. And was just a little racist and a little homophobic. So I made a post the other day, and I was like, I would love to see the face of Billy Graham's spirit when he found out Jesus was black and Jewish. Yeah. So I don't know. How you doing? Oh, wrong show. Yeah. Billy Graham. Because Monica was talking about earlier, has he done more good than bad or bad than good? You know, I tend to judge a person's heart, and I don't know if his heart was good. Maybe initially when he was younger,
He
but
just forgot to take his buddy Pat Robertson with him. That's the only thing
Yo.
I have to say about that.
oh please, Pat Robertson. What is it? The 700 Club, 800
Yeah.
Club? Do you know how my parents used to force us to watch that? So it's not like, well, I wouldn't say force like with chains or anything, but that's what we had to watch, the 700 Club. You know, with Jim and Tammy Faye Baker and Jimmy Swaggart, all of those people who have fallen.
It's like his legacy was like tainted. Like Bill Cosby did a lot of great stuff. Like, you know, Dave Chappelle said in a special, like Bill Cosby might have paid for the speakers that Martin Luther King did his I Have a Dream speech from, but it doesn't change the fact that his legacy has been tainted. So, like, I'm not gonna give him Billy Graham any other type of pass where it's just like, hey, man, like.
Yeah, I mean, because you can look at the good in anybody. Hitler was a great painter,
I mean,
but
'cause
nobody
he-
talks about that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
So
you
you
don't
gonna get in
say,
trouble
oh,
just for
well,
saying that.
Picasso,
Hitler was not-
Hitler. I mean, come on, it's crazy. Yo,
You
shout
have
out
to, you have to measure like pros versus cons. Like, I don't know, but
I
it's
don't even think you have to measure pros. Like, who cares about a pro? I mean, the dark is what people are gonna remember you by. You know, I don't care about what you've done in the past. You know, you go out drug and whipping,
And
you're,
I think
you're a rapist and a drugger.
It was
You know?
It was Voltaire who said, respect should be given to the living, and truth should be given to the dead. So, and thank
deep.
you, Blair, for that quote. So it is, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Thank you, Susan,
some
Ms.,
Wakanda
Ms., for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Michael Sharp, thank you. That's the fake evangelicals pornography campaign. That's what she said about the porn.
no.
Thank you, Soda, Legendary Soda, for tuning in. I appreciate you guys. Michael Sharp says he's a host for over at 89.3 WPFW for the LGBT radio show over there. And he said, don't be too upset about Graham passing. I'm sure that there's a long list of younger, more charismatic, warped bigots to fill that void.
whoa. Yeah.
With his son coming in, pulling up the rear. Yeah, because Franklin Graham is crazy. And here's the thing. They say stuff like gay people have rings with needles in it so that they can spread HIV.
What?
I mean, just asinine stuff. You know what I'm saying? That people, I mean, like, really, this is what you're spreading to people. And it totally blocks their message of love because God is love. 1 John 4:7-8. So it's just, I don't know. It's crazy.
Do you think it was just seeing those the Black Panther returns at the box office that
Do you think
that
Billy
did him
Graham
in?
saw
He
Black Panther before
well, he
he
just saw the returns
Did Billy
and it
Graham
was
try
like,
to go to
I can't,
Wakanda?
not this world for me any longer. I can't do it.
Well, honestly, like the basis of evangelical, that whole thought it's like white supremacy and Jesus,
Yeah.
So he's preaching to that choir, and they
Yeah,
love him.
definitely.
He's not
White
our
nationalist.
guy. Not our guy at all.
No, yeah, Billy Graham definitely cannot come to Wakanda. Susan Miz said Pat Robertson is the devil. Thank you, Gracella, for tuning in. Mahogany, congrats. And don't forget Jerry Falwell. Yo, they're just listing. If y'all looking at, they're just listing everybody.
going down.
Put them all out there. Yeah, it's crazy. Rest in wherever you are, Billy Graham. So we're going to take this. Hey, Billy. Look at Billy. Oh, Billy. So glad to see you. We're going to take a quick break right quick, and we're going to come right back where Jelani Wills will perform and set the stage ablaze.
Whoa.
Stay tuned for more Thursday Night Tea with Anthony.
Fire. A little bit of fire, a little bit.
Oh, my God. It's like I woke up and I was a comedian. And then it was like I had my own show. It's crazy. Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea. Thursday night. Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea, Thursday night. Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea, Thursday night. Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea, Thursday night tea. 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 Thursday. 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 Hey, I said Thursday. Thursday night tea. A Thursday night tea. I said, oops, it's Thursday. It's Thursday night tea. It's Thursday night tea. And we're back. Wakanda forever.
Wakanda forever.
Yo, I have an amazing comedian that's about to come set the stage ablaze. His name is Jelani Wills. He runs shows at The Pinch all over D.C. Ladies and gentlemen, give a warm round of applause for Jelani Wills.
Whoa, Wakanda forever. What's going on, y'all? Oh, man. Did y'all see the movie? Everybody, you got to see Black Panther. They will take your card right away if you haven't seen that movie, man. But I had white friends, and they wanted to go see the movie with me, and I was just like, Like, I'm just like, hold on, man. Like, Luke Cage, he took his wife to see the movie, and she's white, man. And fucking Black Twitter took so many shots at him, and he's bulletproof. What are they going to do to me? But, nah, man, I liked the movie. It was good. It was a good movie. I have white friends. They're valuable, man. Like, I said that shit weird. Like, they're they're people. They're not Pokemon, but they have uses, you know. Like I pull out the Charizard to fight a grass Pokemon. I pull out Becky to fight the police. Oh, man. I'm going to get this out of the way early, y'all. This is not a Mike Tyson impression. This is actually how I talk. I have a lisp. I can't say my S's correctly. I think it's messed up that people with a lisp can't pronounce the word lisp. I feel like you should be able to pronounce your disability. I had to put that lisp joke out there because it's radio. They might be like, is Mike Tyson on the show? I didn't know Mike Tyson was in D.C., but a little bit more about me, man. I'm a bartender. Yeah, clapping up service people. That is a hard job, you know. Sometimes, you know, people get too drunk. You got to cut them off, right? Y'all been cut off before. Everybody on the internet, y'all been cut off before. I know you have. But, like, you can't do this at every other job, man. I can't be working at McDonald's and just walk up on a guy like, excuse me, man. You've had 12 McDoubles. I think you've had enough. You're cut off. What? I'm not even full. You look pretty full to me, sir. Get you a salad, some water. Where your friends at? And call you an Uber. You guys know about Uber? It's amazing, right? It's like cabs for black people. Every time I see a black person waiting for a cab, I just laugh and I'm like, better get yourself a white friend. Stop watching Empire, start watching Game of Thrones. Right? Y'all like Game of Thrones? Y'all like it? Yeah, man, it's a cool show, man. They got knights and dragons and everything, but it's not very realistic, man. It's not realistic. I'll tell you why. It's a group of white people, and their biggest fear is that winter is coming. What? What? White people love winter, man. They be wearing shorts and having fire pits. My friend invited me to a fire pit. I was like, Todd, this is homeless people behavior. Gathered around fire for warmth, man. You don't need to do this, man. I got a house. You got a clearance. But no, do you know how I know white people love winter so much? Because they created the whole Olympics around to beat minorities. Like, how we gonna beat those minorities? Like, I know. We'll create a sport where they don't have the element to play it. Hashtag Winter Olympics. And then them Jamaicans showed up. It's a cool run-ins joke. They did show up, man. I used to say that joke, but I can't say it anymore because, like, man, the black people and the minorities are taking over the Winter Olympics too, man. There's like 12 Nigerians in the Winter Olympics. I didn't even know Nigeria had snow. Did you know Nigeria had snow? They're in the Winter Olympics. It's crazy. Oh, man. I want to get out of here on a positive note. So let's talk about the police. I'm cool with the police, man. I'm cool with the police. I just wish we could talk about the police the same way we talk about dogs. You know, like, not a derogatory way. Not derogatory, but just like, is that your police officer? Is he friendly? Is he a good cop? Is he a good cop? Has he had all his shots? Because I don't want any of his shots. No, he's a great cop. He's a great cop. Like, look, protect, serve. No brutality. Bad cop. Got to rub his nose in a dead black guy. Like, don't do that again. Hey, it's real out here, man. Donate to Black Lives Matter. My name is WLVS. Have a good night.
Wait a minute, Jelani. Wait a minute.
Whoa.
Tell everybody where they can find you.
Oh, man, you can find me at JustJokes on _J on Instagram, Jelani Wills on Facebook, MySpace. I still got that. Yeah.
But you run shows at the Pinch,
At
right?
the Pinch every Tuesday, man, 9 o'clock. I'm the bartender. I will hook you up, man. We got Hennessy and we got vodka, all that stuff, man. We got drinks for Wakandans and colonizers. Everybody. Tuesday, Tuesday.
Your Wakanda show.
I'm sorry.
Wakanda show.
This Tuesday, we have the Wakanda Forever show. What? Some of the, like, best comedians in D.C., Wakandans. Glenn Lawrence is on it, man. You're going to hear from him later. It's a great show. It's free, so come out there. We'll be giving away free stuff, and it's going to be awesome, man. Colonizers welcome. Wakandans welcome. Everybody is welcome, okay?
Everybody's welcome. Give it up for Jelani Wills, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go pay these bills, and we're going to come right back with more Thursday Night Tea with Anthony.
Oh, my God. It's like I woke up and I was a comedian. And then it was like I had my own show. It's crazy. Thursday night tea, Thursday night. Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea, Thursday night. Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea, Thursday night. Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea, Thursday night tea. 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 Thursday. 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 Thursday night.
Thank you. We are back. Thank you guys for tuning in to Thursday Night Tea with Anthony. I super appreciate it. Carolina born and raised. Mike, what's going on? Thank you for tuning in. This is the Wakanda
Forever.
edition. We're talking about Black Panther. As we all know, it is a phenomenon. It has worldwide grossed over $400 million, which is phenomenal. It has
Amazing,
broken, a plethora of records, domestically and worldwide, and just like theater-wise. We waited a long time for this movie. I personally saw the movie, and I don't know. It was emotional. I feel like it was emotional.
so.
The
Very
imagery, the cinematography, the actors, it's like you could feel the passion behind the film. You could feel it in the theater. There's a little, I want to, of course, start off with the history of Black Panther because, it's so funny, we as Black people. Because when the movie came out and people were going to see it, people, were saying stuff like, oh, well, it's not about the Black Panther who we knew and things of that, or the Black Panther Party.
Right,
as if we didn't know that.
Right.
Nah, we're real comic book fans. We knew that. You didn't know that.
As if we did not know what this was about.
Right.
Been waiting for this movie for
and
years.
it just, people just are sticks in the mud. Saying stuff about people dressing up. It was just totally crazy. But Black Panther, it's a little fun fact, it's the first superhero of African descent in mainstream American comics, having debuted years before The Falcon, Luke Cage, Jon Stewart, or his role in the Green Lantern, and it just ran through 13 issues of the Jungle Action series. But it's considered to be a mark. Could we scroll up a little bit? Is there anything at the bottom? I think it was considered to be one of Marvel's first graphic novels. Yes. So just a little, information, a little backstory. Of course, it was written by Stan Lee, and it was written around the time that the Black Panther Party. I don't know. Do you think that
It actually came before. Yeah, before. Yeah.
Okay, so it wasn't, because people keep saying that.
Right, no, but can I add something? Like, even his costume was influenced by racism, because originally, his mask was supposed to look like Batman, where it's like his face was exposed. But he was on the issue of the Fantastic Four, and they're like, we don't know about putting black skin on our cover. So the artist didn't want to do it. He left it for the anchor to ink his face in. So even his costume is influenced by racism.
Wasn't
you
there
know?
an issue too where he pulled like because for a while there was a couple issues run and then he pulled off the mask and it's like what? Like
Yeah, like
everybody
people
was
didn't- yeah.
very surprised that he
It's
was
a black guy.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I feel like the description was like something about his skin was glistening with the melanin or something like that, right?
I mean, as
When he
time
finally took the-
progressed,
Yeah,
but
as
like
ti- yeah.
originally, like it was like, hold on.
It was like, wait, this black guy.
yeah.
Because black people weren't even allowed to be on the covers of comic books. We're not even talking about real life stuff. We're talking about comics, animation, drawn. I think the next little fun fact.
One of the crazy things too about the character is in the Marvel universe, T'Challa is known to be like one of the richest characters because you have your Tony Starks and your other characters who are very rich, but he's one of the richest characters, the richest character, and also one of the smartest characters in the universe too, which was pretty groundbreaking too for a comic book character. So in the universal hierarchy or Marvel universe hierarchy, he's like tops. So that was groundbreaking as well.
That's melanin magic. Let's see. Oh, this was also talking about that they weren't, for black superheroes, that they weren't even allowed to be published and distributed in the first place. While heroes like Superman and Captain America graced pages and inspired readers. So this is where it comes in and why Black Panther is so important to us. Did you guys want to chime in or?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's amazing. Like that, the last scene, spoiler, it's not really a spoiler, but spoiler alert, in the last scene, you see a kid come up to him like, who are you, with this kind of like look in his eyes like,
It's the kid from Moonlight.
Yeah. Is that really?
Yeah, from Moonlight and The Chi.
Wow.
So
you know what?
he
I didn't
is
even
like,
recognize
oh, is
that.
it The Chi? Oh, yeah.
The Shy.
Yeah. Oh, okay, yeah.
But
Shy.
that look there is what kids have now. And in the past where you would look up to like a Superman or a Batman, now they have someone to look up to who looks like them, which is inspiring. And you can see, hey, he's wealthy beyond belief, because everybody cares about that, but then also intelligent beyond belief, and he has a great moral compass. So those are all things that kids can aspire to when they look at this character.
And even like a lot of people focus like on comic books being for boys and things like that. With his sister, she was big in science and technology.
Yes.
And that's another Disney princess, so to speak, as far as her, having little girls look up to her and wanting to be smart like her. So that's a huge impact when it comes to like girls in STEM, science, technology, and science careers.
Super important. Super important.
I was totally late to the Black Panther bandwagon. Like I'm not a comic kid, so when
Okay.
you guys are talking, I'm like, oh, for real? Okay, that's good. But I saw when Reginald Hudlin was at BET and they did the the cartoon series on BET. That's when I got introduced to it. And the character Shuri was someone that Reginald Hudlin brought in. Like she's not a part of like the original family lineage that he has in the Marvel comics. That's a new character that was just released maybe 10 years ago. So it just shows how that story is evolving. And even with Ta-Nehisi Coates, he writes for the Black Panther series now. So it's changing and it's becoming more revolutionary.
What are the next images that we have? So there's this guy, Winston C. Duke. He took some seventh graders to see the movie. And these were some of the things that these seventh graders were saying. For people of color, it shows us that we can get through any obstacles that are thrown at us if we work together. We can also help the world by sharing our resources. That was Jaheim Hedge. This film is important for black people because we must represent ourselves and not be scared to show who we are, also to make ourselves known to the world. Ethan Tudor. It shows them their roots. It shows how much more they can be just by looking a little bit deeper into where they come from, just like the main character's cousins, Katia Coy. These are seventh graders, expressing what this movie meant to them. This film inspires me to go explore Africa and makes me want to build my own Black Panther suit. You can maybe use Glenn's mask over there, Jaheim. I want to see the things they have to offer in Africa. After all, the media does not show the good. We see Africa as a third world country, but it's probably so much more. These things are amazing, and these are coming from children.
Yeah, and so now they have something to kind of aspire to and look at, and the comic there's just so much there. It's so deep and so many layers to it. It's amazing to see that Marvel gave it that platform and then let it be what it is, because it could have very easily been kind of a formulaic, like, let's just do the Marvel thing or whatever. But to show Africa in all its glory, black people in all their glory, the struggle that we've come from, the struggle that we're going to, and have all those layers in it, and still make it work as a comic book movie is also inspirational. To I like to do film and whatnot. That's inspirational to me.
Aisha, were you gonna say something?
Oh no.
Okay.
I was gonna say, like, when white people complain, like, if there was a white Panther, y'all would be very upset. But the reality is, just from what we learned when we were reading the history, white was the default for all of the
Yes.
characters. So
Yes.
it wasn't even
Egypt.
it wasn't even something you had to say. So when we have our characters and they're all up in an uproar, it's like, no, like, when you look at things from a historical perspective, we weren't even allowed to be on the cover. We weren't even allowed to have our own da-da-da-da-da. So now when we do have it and it's really good, you're mad about it?
But
like,
you also
come
have
on.
to look at things like, what if we didn't have Julia? You remember Julia? Yeah. She was the first African-American actress could play it. She was a nurse. You know what I'm saying? No one had seen that. No one had seen the Cosby Show where there's a black parents and one is a doctor and one is a lawyer. Those are things that you have to see yourself in order to know.
Yeah, it really
where you wanna
humanized black people. Like, a lot of people were saying well, how come you got black people didn't support Birth of a Nation? It's just it's not that say Nat Turner wasn't an important person, but black people for the longest time, we've only been seeing ourselves portrayed as slaves and goons and thugs and sidekicks, even Falcon and War Machine. It humanized black people in a way. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't always have to be a sad story. It doesn't always have to be even some of the black movies doesn't always have to be coming from struggle. Doesn't always have to be you can be kings. It was very uplifting and positive, and I think that's what people want to go to movies for. It's sometimes it's to be educational, but also to have an escape, because people were really yo, I want to go to Wakanda. I saw
you see people complain about the excitement that black people have. No one complains when Harry Potter comes out,
No.
or when a Star Wars movie comes out. They dress up for that stuff. They go crazy over that. But the minute that they see black people celebrating something this big, everyone has a problem.
And I love Harry Potter, and I love what was the other movie? Star Wars.
Yeah.
I'm a fanatic, but I've never dressed up for that. Yeah. But I felt like I had to dress up for Wakanda because I could relate to it. It was a part of me. You know what I'm saying? I saw people that looked like me, and I just felt drawn to it. I'm sick of slavery movies. Yo, if y'all make another slavery movie out this, I'm just tired of it. It's the same thing. Yes, a master. Yes, a master. Where was the slaves that played too much? You know what I'm saying? Boy, go fetch me my horse. Horse. I don't even like horses. I'm not even.
The other thing about that is the movie does a great job of showing, what is possible to you if you explore your heritage, right? The narrative is you are all came from slaves, which means that you were all at one time worth nothing or owned. But that's not everyone's heritage. That's not. Some of us came from free folk. You know what I mean? Some of us don't have that slavery embedded in us, and if you see that, and if you don't think of yourself as less than, you want to aspire to more.
Well, I think that was a part of Wakanda too, the part that it hadn't been colonized.
Exactly.
And it kind of gives you a glimpse into what it possibly could have been had it not been colonized. Mm-hmm. Just melanin popping all over the place, science, technology, if it were given a chance to flourish.
I'm trying to get on that T'Challa care. I'm saying he wants to. You just pop it in, you good to go. I'm popping 3 beads tonight.
Yo, even I feel like the people dressed up. Look at this. Go back to that first picture. That first picture was popping.
Oh, I took that picture.
Oh, did you?
No, the one before that.
Yo, that is amazing. No, well, you must have went to North Carolina to take that picture because he's that's Marlon from North Carolina.
They have the same backdrop at all the theaters.
Yeah, this is me and Kevin. Yo. Seeing, it was a lot of colonizers behind us. They weren't really as
Feeling
happy.
that picture. Woo.
as
She's like, I don't want to be in
as
it.
the-
I don't wanna
okay,
be
they were
in
like,
it.
turn your head. Yeah, that's Tracy
Hey,
Turnipseed.
Tracy Turnipseed.
Yeah, Tracy.
Hey, Tracy.
She also went to the Air and Space Museum to see it. That's where Kevin and I went.
Hey, that's me.
Hey, Kareen.
Look at me. All right.
Yeah. And
You wore
I
that
mean,
to work,
people-
I wore that to work.
What? Yes.
I was on
cultural
conference calls
phenomenon,
like
like,
that
no.
the whole day. The whole day. Yeah.
Shout out to Elizabeth McDougal. She's going to be on the show next week. She's watching. Thank you for
Yeah.
tuning in.
Nah, she's on the
Oh, yeah,
Wakanda
that's
show on
B.
Tuesday.
Steadwell. That's B. I was just shout out to B. Steadwell as well. I was just on her podcast the other day. I had an amazing time. Met her mom. Her mom is amazing, and also met Angelica, who's amazing. This is my friend Fred. Yeah, he went in. Yeah. Shout out to Frederick.
So, have you guys talked about the
Kellen?
symbolism in the movie yet? Like just
You said
all
symbolism?
the symbolism in the movie.
Well, we haven't gotten to the symbolism yet. We are at the visuals after this. Oh, that's Janice Daniels. Everybody was Wakanda forever, and I love it. I just feel like we should just greet each other from like that from now on.
Now on, hey.
And I feel like on World Star, like if somebody like gets knocked out, I feel like we should just do like the Wakanda bounce, like.
It's about to go down.
Okay, let's pause on this. Did y'all hear about this?
No.
So this is an artist. Can the picture go up or is it cropped?
Oh, I know this story.
So they approached her so her artwork could be in the movie, and she said no, and then they used it anyway. So now she's suing.
Was it the movie? or
Kendrick
the music
Lamar.
video? It was a Kendrick Lamar video.
It's Kendrick Lamar's. Oh, so it's just the video. SZA, all of them.
Well, they used the.
Oh no, it's for the movie too because they approached her in 2016 to be in the movie and she said no.
But they used a different variation of it. Like it's like those symbols there that she's using. They used a little bit of a different, because there's some circles in there, and I think everything that they did in the Wakanda artwork was all squares. Like their language was all squares or whatever. So they like changed it just like a little bit, I think.
There was a lot of that imagery in the movie though. Just a lot of symbolism for.
The colors were popping.
Nakia always wore green, and
I saw
Okoye
that.
always wore red.
So we have a
And,
video
yeah.
where he breaks down while they're doing that. Did y'all see that video?
No, I hadn't seen that. No.
Yes. Do we have that video? He breaks.
Hey, what's
down.
going on? I'm Ryan Coogler, co-writer and director of Marvel Studios' Black Panther, and this is Notes on the Scene. So this scene takes place in the second act of the film. T'Challa, played by Chadwick Boseman, Nakia, played by Lupita Nyong'o, and Okoye, played by Denai Guerrera, are on a covert mission to extract Wakanda's #1 enemy, Ulysses Claw.
It's now or never.
Hey. The mission's kind of spearheaded by Lupita Nyong'o here in this magnificent green dress that our costume designer 3D printed actually. A lot of African symbolism here, like Wakandan text is drawn in lines and boxes as opposed to round shapes. At the same time, you know, Lupita looks fierce and like a warrior. Different hairstyle than you see her in too. We had a big emphasis on Wakandans having natural hair, and it's a lot of motifs about femininity, especially black femininity here in this scene.
It's now or never.
You know, we cut to Okoye and we see her in this red dress. We accented it with gold to bring out a little bit of the Wakandan. And the gold is kind of a ranking system. But the more important thing here is that she's wearing this wig. For the Dora, a big thing for them is symbolism of their bald head. When they become Dora Milaje, they shave their head. It's something that's present in the comics and something we really ran with in this film. So
He goes on to talk about the king was in black, so it was the colors of the Pan-African flag, black, green, and red. And if you notice in the scene, they're the only people wearing those colors, so that they can stand out and pop. It was a lot of symbolism in there, a lot of symbols, a lot of colors from actual actual different tribes of Africa represented in the movie. It was visually stunning. I don't think that just.
Absolutely. Like this scene here, waterfall.
Oh my God! One of my favorite scenes.
That's amazing with all the different colors that are throughout that and the backdrop.
And the movement of the people. They're moving, and it's like I don't know.
It's like a party.
It was amazing. Yeah, very vibrant. I love the fact that they took Africa into the future and made it this futuristic, and they had a name for it. I can't think of what the name was.
Afrofuturism.
Afrofuturism.
Afrofuturism. Yeah, that's like a movement now. Like a lot of artists and musicians, and it's like they do that a lot now in music videos and art and a lot of different things.
I love it when they were on the way back, and at first they're just flying over, and you see like the hills with the lambs and the goats and stuff, and people are like running in horse, and then they break through the shield, and then it's like straight technology future. I loved that. Like I literally was thinking like, can I move there? But this ain't real. This ain't real. It's crazy.
It was great.
What about? I'm sorry. The last scene too, like looking out over to the last.
And he loves that mic too. He love that mic, baby.
Sorry, but the last scene when they're looking out over the horizon of Africa, and he's just that was like very sad, but also very beautiful, and like I just like that last scene where he like takes his last breath, almost like he was relieving all the weight of his struggle, looking out into like his history, and I just thought that was very powerful. That like moved me.
I just feel like he had a knife stuck in his side and he couldn't breathe.
And it hurt. I'm gonna say this. Like I've always, they always say the villain is the hero to the other side, and with Killmonger, like if you like, was his story. A young boy's father was killed by his uncle, and he had no home, and he tried to return home to earn his crown. That's the Lion King. You see what I'm saying? It's the same story, but he's just the villain in this one. You know what I mean? Like I'm really team Killmonger. So.
The Lion King didn't kill black women.
See, and that's what they and that's what they did. They
wait a minute, give her the mic because you can't.
See, I
only black women in this movie.
I understand how people think he's like the hero or whatever. But it really isn't.
Who, Killmonger?
Yes,
Killmonger.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think he's someone who should be praised. I would have praised him more if he would have stayed. I mean, this would have ruined the whole comic book. if he would have, said, let him be healed so he can redeem himself later.
That's what I felt like.
No, but he was gonna be in chains.
Yeah, he didn't.
I feel
like he didn't die. In the
bury me
movies,
with my
if he
ancestors
didn't.
that jumped overboard, man. Like I'm not living in chains. Like I didn't like. That's the thing. That was the Hollywood aspect of I didn't like about that. Like somebody with black revolutionary ideas is a villain. Like. In the real story, like the white people were the villains. Is the reason that like Killmonger is in Oakland where people just die here. That's something he learns. Is like colonialism. It didn't affect Wakanda, but it affected kids growing up in Oakland. So I think it comes back full circle when he comes back at the end of the movie and he helps out the kids in Oakland. But like,
what's the community
he's giving them resources, so it's just he's trying to not be isolated. Like what his uncle was originally trying to do. He's like, that was powerful. He's like, our people are being incarcerated. Like we have resources to help them. Why aren't we helping them?
You guys, we're running out of time. I know I feel like we could sit here and talk about this forever. Shout out to Angela Jones with Fabulo Living with Angela Jones. Your show is on Sundays at 5 p.m. An amazing show. You can check her out at www.listenvisionlive.com. Kareen, when is your show?
Tomorrow night at the Beer Baron at 8 p.m. We have another comedy block show, another great lineup of diverse comics here in the D.C. area.
Comedy block. Yep, that's the flyer right there. I see Chelsea Short in there, Dominic, Corinne. Yeah, you have an amazing lineup. Jelani, when is your show?
This is February 27th, next Tuesday at the Pinch. 14th Street, down the street from Columbia Heights Metro.
It's the
Guys,
Wakanda
it's the
Forever show.
Wakanda Forever. You guys, you come in there, there's drink specials, there's food specials. It's going to be a fun show. It's a free show. I'm the bartender and the producer, so I'm going to make sure it's a fun, positive vibe. We're all going to have a good time. Some of the best comedians in D.C. are on this show.
That's a great flyer.
Randolph Terrence and Chelsea Short and Ally McGill. It's amazing, man. Please come support Black Excellence.
Aisha, where can we find you on social media?
It's Aisha YESHA Callahan on Twitter, Facebook. I manage theroot.com, so I don't write as much, but there's my
Congratulations.
My writers are on the Root, so
That's amazing. All right, Glenn, where you at?
So actually tonight I'll be over at Uniontown hosting tonight from like starting at 9 o'clock. So come by, see some amazing comics, and I'll be on that show that Jelani was talking about on Tuesday, talking about Wakanda Forever.
All right, thank you guys so much for tuning in.
can they
You
find
can
you?
find me at Anthony Oaks. I'm performing at The Well Thursday after next. It's a progressive church. And where else am I performing? Here on Thursday Night Tea with Anthony every Thursday at 6 p.m. So tune back into this. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And if you want to get natural hair care like they do in Black Panther, check out Lock Love Salon.
right there too. Yes, I got a Lock Love.
Yes, LOCLOV.com. They're one of the sponsors for the show, so definitely go check them out. Thank you, Listen Bishop, Jacob, Kevin, Asia. Thank you guys for tuning in to Thursday Night Tea with Anthony.
DC's #1 recording studio.
Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea.
It's Thursday night tea.
With Anthony.
Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea.
It's Thursday night tea.
With Anthony.
Thursday night tea.
With Anthony.
News, sports, truth with comedy, community mixed with a little celebrity. Every Thursday night at 6 in the evening.
Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea.
With Anthony.
Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea.
It's Thursday night tea.
With Anthony.